Hello, dear listeners. Welcome back to Papa-Norr Storytime. My name is Papa-Norr. If you're new to this channel, I'd like to encourage you and nudge you to watch the videos, subscribe, like it, click on the notification button, and share it with friends and family. Let's enjoy reading one more time. Let's enjoy listening. Let's enjoy imagining and stirring up our imaginations. As the year has begun, we've been bringing you a couple of books. And today, we are about to bring you another interesting one. But before I introduce the speaker for today, let me acknowledge a very good friend of mine. His name is Andrew Omonitan. Andrew Omonitan. He's a fashion designer, and he is the one who has dressed me this morning here. As you can see the logo on my tracksuit, the logo's name is Nkwe, pronounced anywhere. Anywhere, A-N-Y-W-E-A-R, anywhere. He's situated and located in the UK. Andrew Omonitan. His fashion brand name is Anywhere. And they do tracksuits, they do t-shirts, polos, shorts, bottoms, tops. Anything wearable is doable. With Anywhere, anything wearable is doable. So please look into his website. I will provide the website during the rolling of this reading, and click on that website, look at his website, and look at the fashion that is available for purchasing. His spring collection is about to be outdoored, so check it out. Today we have a new reader, and again I'm very excited. Her name is Harriet. She'll be reading to us a Tanzanian author, and the name of the book is The Mystery of the Nkwe Hill. So, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Harriet.
Hello everyone, welcome to Papa-Norr Storytime. My name is Harriet and I am your reader for today. Today's story is entitled The Secret of Nkwe Hill. It was written by Marcus Kamatehar. And so I read. As soon as the train stopped at the station, Muthusi jumped down. He could not wait to greet his grandfather, who was standing on the platform. "Grandfather," Muthusi shouted, running towards the old man. His grandfather smiled and hugged Muthusi. It was the school holidays and Muthusi was visiting his grandfather's farm. Grandfather had left his old white truck outside the station. He and Muthusi got into it and began their long drive to the farm. As they drove along the dusty roads, they told each other all their news. Muthusi talked about his family and his school, and grandfather talked about the animals on the farm. They were very happy to be together again. They arrived at the farm and parked in the shade. As grandfather and Muthusi got down from the truck, Gula the farm dog came to greet him. "Hello, Gula," called Muthusi. "It's great to see you again too." Gula jumped up and down. at Motusi and licked him. Motusi laughed. He and Gula had known each other since they were both tiny. Every time Motusi visited the farm, Gula followed him everywhere. After the evening meal, Motusi got ready for bed and asked grandfather for a story. All his life, Motusi had loved grandfather's stories. The old man was so wise and knew so much about the bush and the animals and people that lived there. Please, tell me about the bushmen again, Motusi asked. He loved hearing about the bushmen who had lived in the area hundreds of years ago. When grandfather finished the story, Motusi asked if he could look at the big history book. This showed the bushmen hunting and painting their wonderful pictures. As Motusi looked at the pictures, he felt as if he was part of the story. He wished he was a great hunter or a painter. He wondered where the bushmen had lived. For the rest of the day, Motusi dreamed about his big adventure. At last, he would have a chance to explore the mysterious hill. What secrets would he find? Motusi wanted to fetch his air gun. He checked that it was working. Motusi never killed anything with his gun, but he felt safe when he carried it. After all, he said to himself, I don't know what I'm going to find on Nkwe Hill. The next day, Motusi filled his backpack with sandwiches and a bottle of water. He loaded his gun, he remembered his knife, and put it in his pocket. Then he went to say goodbye to grandfather. Goodbye and good luck, said the old man. Watch out for the Nkwe. Motusi smiled. He knew there were very few leopards in the bush. It was a 2-hour walk to Nkwe Hill. First, Motusi had to walk through the kraals. He walked slowly so that he did not scare the cattle. He felt very brave with his gun and his knife. As he climbed over the last fence, there was a noise behind him. Motusi spun around in fright, but it was only Gula. It was only Gula following him. Oh, you can come too then, said Motusi, relieved. Motusi walked on. Every time he turned his head, he saw something wonderful. In the city, he seldom saw such beautiful butterflies, beetles and other insects, or such brightly colored birds. Motusi thought about how much he loved the bush and wished he could live on the farm forever. I should have been a bushman, he thought. It was nearly 12 o'clock by the time Motusi reached the bottom of the hill. From there, the hill looked really high. Motusi drank some water, then he started climbing up the steep slope. Gula climbed too, sniffing and panting. By the time they reached the top, they were both tired out. Motusi sat down to rest. He took out his sandwiches and shared them with Gula. As he ate, Motusi looked at the farmhouse in the distance. It really looked small, like a toy, and the animals were like tiny specks. After a while, Motusi got up and stretched. He felt much better and was ready to start exploring. He looked around for Gula. Where was he? Motusi called and called, but the dog did not come. Soon, Motusi became worried. What if a leopard has eaten Gula? He took his gun and began to search over the hill. There was no sign of Gula, not even a paw print. Just as Motusi was about to give up, he heard a whiny sound behind a big rock. Gula! Motusi ran over to the rock. There was Gula behind a pile of small rocks, sniffing something on the ground. His tail was high in the air. As Motusi ran towards the dog, he tripped over a branch and fell right onto the pile of rocks. The rocks scattered and Motusi lay flat on the ground. His knees were so sore and all the breath was knocked out of him. Gula licked his face. "I'm all right," said Motusi to Gula. "You can stop licking me now." As he pushed Gula away, he noticed an opening in the big rock. He crouched down and peered into the opening. All he could see was darkness. Motusi moved some of the rocks and tried to get his head into the opening. Suddenly, the pile of rocks gave away and he fell through. Motusi tumbled down a slope and lay gasping at the bottom. As he waited to get his breath back, his eyes got used to the darkness. Enough light was coming through the opening for Motusi to see that he was in a cave. It was about 3 times as big as his bedroom on the farm. Motusi looked around in amazement. The first time he climbed Nkwe Hill, he found one of the secrets. Then he heard loud barking from outside. "Okay, Gula," he called. "I'm coming." Motusi got to his feet. He decided to look round the cave before he left. Perhaps it could be his own secret place. As he got closer to the walls, Motusi noticed they were covered in markings. He looked more closely and realized that they were paintings. Paintings! Suddenly Motusi thought of the bushman stories grandfather told him. He remembered the pictures in the big history book. "These are bushman paintings," he exclaimed. "Could the bushman have lived in this cave?" Motusi gazed at the pictures. He was lost in thought. He didn't even hear Gula barking. "This is history," he thought. "And I discovered it. Everyone will want to see these paintings. They will pay me to tell my story. I'll be on the television. I'll be famous." Motusi could not wait to tell grandfather the fantastic story and secrets he had discovered. He climbed out of the cave and shouted to Gula, "Come boy, we're going back." Motusi picked up his backpack and ran down the hill. He was thinking about his fame and fortune. Gula ran next to him, thinking that they were playing a game. They ran until they were out of breath and had to rest. But Motusi was soon up again and hurrying towards the farm. When they reached the kraal, they dashed through, scaring all the cattle. Motusi was too excited to slow down. Grandfather was sitting at the steep reading a book. He looked up as Motusi leapt over the fence. "Motusi," said grandfather in surprise. "Whatever is it? Why are you back so soon? Have you seen the Nkwe?" Motusi laughed, still out of breath. "No leopards, grandfather," he said, "but something much better." Grandfather put down his book. "You had better tell me about it," he said, "but get your breath back first." Motusi could not wait. "You won't believe this, grandfather," he gasped. "It is fantastic. I've discovered a cave where the Bushmen used to live. Their paintings are all over the walls. Let's tell everybody. They will pay us. We will be rich." Grandfather did not speak for a while. He looked out into the distance towards the hill. He said quietly, "Sit down beside me, Motusi." Motusi sat down and looked at grandfather. Why wasn't he excited too? "Tell me, Motusi," grandfather said slowly. "What will happen if everyone comes here to see the paintings?" Motusi thought about the question. He remembered the wisdom of grandfather's stories and his love of nature. Motusi was silent. "I will tell you," said grandfather sadly. "Many people will come here. They will drop rubbish and scare away the animals. They will want to build better roads. We will have no peace." Motusi imagined the quiet land trampled by people and vehicles. He saw the cave opened up. He saw the Bushman paintings ruined. After a while, he said, "You are right, grandfather. The old man smiled. You may not be famous, Mutusi, he said, but you will still be important. You will guard one of the treasures of this land. Mutusi smiled back. Yes, he said, and one day I will tell my grandchildren the secret of Nkwe Hill. Thank you for listening to the mystery of Nkwe Hill. Once again, my name is Harriet, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.
Bye, Harriet. Thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to do this for us. I really appreciate it because I know you're a very busy woman. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the secret of Nkwe Hill. How we ought to preserve and conserve our heritage, either as Africans, Latin Americans, British, wherever we are in the globe, wherever we are on the continent, we ought to preserve our heritage and that which our ancestors left for us. Thank you very much for passing by to listen to this story time again. And if you're new to this channel, if perchance somebody directed you here or you stumbled upon this video, my handle is youtube.com/@Papa-Norr.com. Please watch the videos, subscribe, like, and click on that notification button. Click on it. Once again, I am dressed up by Anywhere. Andrew Omonatan is his name. He lives in the UK, and his spring collection is about to be outdoor. It's about to be rolled out. So please check out his spring collection. The name again is N-E-Ware. N.E and then W-E-A-R. N-E-Ware, pronounced Anywhere. Anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. My name again is Papa-Norr.